Hey folks, what's going on? I never did this, and I thought it would be a smart thing to do, just to give my story. Um, it all started back in 2006. I was in a relationship with someone who basically tried to change me into somebody that I'm not. I'm a fan of all different kinds of music and all different kinds of movies, and she saw what we'll just call her by name, Jennifer. She saw what I enjoyed, what my passions were, and didn't like it, and she wanted to change me into somebody that I'm not. It was literally a case of, at the time I was teaching, and literally it would be every morning before I went into work, or even if it was on the way there, I would have to call her, and if I didn't, she would suspect me of fooling around. If that isn't the how do you word it? The mindset of somebody that has self issues, and I don't know what is. Then I had my best friend was visiting for the weekend, and my best friend, my best friend Lindsay, we're still best friends. We had a mutual friend, Wendy, who was in nursing school, and she was just starting. She was just accepted into a pretty prestigious program for the school that she was going to, and she was on her way home and was killed in a car accident. And it's still a bit rough for us. I mean, it's been maybe almost 5 years ago, a little over 5 years ago, and it still hurts. But she was in town. We were just hanging out. We were having fun, as best friends. And Jennifer knew that Lindsay was coming into town. She knew that me and Lindsay are such best friends that we might as well be brother and sister, that there's nothing going on between either of us. And one Saturday we were on our way to the art gallery that's near us, and we were hit by a car, and spun the car 2 or 3 times. I ended up breaking this hand right about, I'd say, here and here. Just this part of my hand, like that part, that's what held my thumb on. I mean, basically. And I still have the scars. I don't know if you can even see it, like right here, and then had the thing right there. Basically, they had to put 3 pins in my hand to to hold the bone together, and just to get it up and going and everything. And when we got home after the visit to the hospital and everything, I called her. I called Jennifer to say, hey, I was in a car accident. I'm okay. I told her, what all happened. Sorry, I just woke up from a really long nap, which I probably shouldn't have taken. But I called her and just say, hey, I was in a car accident. I'm okay. We're all okay, and everything. And basically, I ended up having to have surgery on my hand. And when I went and got that, I called her when I got out. It was just kind of an outpatient thing. And I called her, and she got mad that I called her because I woke her up because she had to work later that day. Now, if I didn't call her, I know that she would have been upset, But it's one of those damned if I do, damned if I don't kind of thing. So flash forward about a month. We were only together for 3 months. So flash forward a month, and it's her birthday, and I surprised her. I didn't surprise her; she knew I was coming. But I surprised her by visiting her for her birthday and have some gifts and things like that. And she has her family over, some members of her family, brothers and sisters and brother-in-laws and best friends and all that. And I don't know why. Well, I know why. I was being shown off. At least I think I was being shown off. Saying, hey, like she was saying, hey, look what I have. That kind of a thing. And so I was real quiet those, that day or two I was there. And, I get back home. It's a 3-hour drive, so I get back home and I just go about my normal. I called her when I got in, saying, "Hey, I made it okay," and she goes, "Oh, okay, that's fine." Click. What am I supposed to do after that? So basically, that next week, I went about my life. I'd call her in the morning, nothing, no answer. The phone would just ring. So, okay, well, maybe she's got weird hours. Her work hours were strange. So, after I go about life, everything else. And then the next time I call her, she says, yeah, we're not together anymore. And, I asked her, well, why? And she says, well, when you were down here visiting and you didn't talk and you didn't sit by me and basically because I wasn't all touchy-feely with her, that obviously I didn't love her very much, so she needs somebody that will show her that they love her. And then she went on to say how she was the best I'll ever have, and I'd be lucky if I have anyone else, and that's just it for me, that kind of thing. We never fooled around or anything, and so that's kind of a bummer. I was kind of going, well, geez, okay, now what? And that was my first relationship ever, like ever. And so okay, well, whatever. And unfriended her on Facebook. I don't do the whole friends with your exes kind of a thing. But that was that. Then I met a lady named Rachel. The first one, Jennifer, was 3 hours away. This one was an hour away, a little over an hour. And we're only together 3 months. It was kind of this. It was almost the same thing all over again. I'm a fan of. I enjoy listening to heavy music. Sometimes, like the Panteras and the Metallicas and the Megadeths and all that. There's a band called OTEP that I really enjoy, and them and Opeth. Just heavy music. But then I also enjoy just the mellower stuff. Like Phil Collins and Lou Reed and Dream Theater and prog rock type stuff. So I'm all over the place with music. I'm also a big fan of mixed martial arts and UFC. I'll watch it once in a while. I've been getting back into it because for a while I didn't watch any of it because, you know, we'll get to that in a sec. I apologize if this is long. This is just, I feel this is something I need to do. So when me and Rachel worked together, from the very get-go, she tried to get me to fool around, and I just don't do that. You know, it was, you know, for me, even a month, you know, 2 months, that's not long enough to be with somebody. You know, for doing something that's what's the word? I can't think of the word. You know, we weren't together long enough to know, you know, the insides and outs of, you know, everyone's, you know, each other's passions and hobbies and, you know, things that we, you know, enjoyed, movies and music and stuff. But it would literally be, you know, she wasn't working, and I should have known, you know, the red flag went up the first time we met. We met at a, what was it called? There's a restaurant called TGI Fridays here. It's like an Applebee's, Chili's kind of a vibe. And, you know, I was still teaching. I used to teach at a preschool for, I think, for 3 years. And this was in, let's see, I broke up with Jennifer. Jennifer dumped me right before Christmas too. How you like them apples? And then I met Rachel, you know, I think 2 or 3 months after that. So, you know, March, April of the next year. And I should have known something was up when, you know, I knew to, you know, to budget my money, because, you know, I was saving up for school. I had that a settlement money that was being worked on because of the car accident, and, you know, I was taking what I was going to get for that and just making a list of the things that I wanted. You know, going back to school, new TV, this laptop that I'm on, you know, right here, you know, stuff like that. And I should have known something was up when, after we were done eating, and I ate very cheap. I think I had, you know, a $5 appetizer and a salad or something like that. You know, it was, you know, what I ate cost maybe $15 altogether. You know, I can eat very cheap. You know, I can make a box of macaroni last 2 or 3 days, just different things with it. And I got the bill, and it was, I think, $46. Now, if what I had was $15, she must have had, you know, $30 worth of whatever. And I'm not complaining. I'm not, you know, being a cheapskate or anything. But I really think that she thought, well, he's working, so I can have, you know, the expensive stuff. And that was kind of a red flag for me. And I should have kind of went like Token from South Park, just kind of, you know, I'm out. Yes, finally used a South Park reference. But you know, I didn't. It was that whole thing of I didn't want to be alone, you know. And there are times now, you know, when I didn't, or when I don't. And you know, let's blend with that one. But then, at the time I was working, she wasn't. And, you know, Wednesday nights after work, I'd get off at 6, I'd go see her for a couple, 2-3 hours, and then come back home to do it, or to, you know, to work that day. And she would get pissed that You know, she would get pissed when I'd call her Wednesday, say, yeah, I'm not gonna drive down there. I'm exhausted. I need to have just time to just relax and do nothing. She took that as, I'm not coming to see you because I'm boinking somebody else, which is ridiculous. So that lasted a bit. You know, it wasn't all the time when I said, hey, I'm not gonna. But you know, I'm sure some of you understand, when you're working, you come home, you don't want to do anything but just relax, and you know, you just want to relax and watch some Tudors, or watch some, you know, Buffy, or a movie or something like that. You know, you want to just sit and do nothing. And she didn't understand, you know, that I'd get off work, I'd be exhausted, I would be tired. I just wanted to just come home and do nothing. But what we would do is, you know, I'd go see her, and then the next time she'd drive up and see me. It was just that kind of a thing that we had. And the last time I went and saw her, you know, I came back, and then I get a instant message from her saying that we were through, that she was breaking up with me, that if I wanted, this is her word, verbatim, if I want to be with her, I need to get a better paying job so I'm able to pay for the things that she enjoys. Okay, so I kind of went, well, you understand, I work 40 hours a week. At the time I was working, I'm not now. At the time I was working 40 hours a week, and, you know, every bit of money I had, I was saving to go to school. And she said, and during that time we were together, I got settlement money coming in from the rack, and I had the list and everything. And this is, I told her, I was saving up to go to school, and you know, I just needed her to understand that, you know that although, you know, I have some money, I'm not going to blow it all. You know, I have things that I'm wanting to do and things that I need to do. And this is her word. She said, I don't care, you have money now. So yeah, nice lady. So so we broke up. She gave me the same line as the first one, as Jennifer, saying she was the best that I'd ever have, and you know, how if I want to be with anyone, I need to get over, you know, not wanting to be with them, which is ridiculous. We never did anything. You know, I'm not that kind of a person. And something that really got to me was she hated the fact that I liked UFC, mixed martial arts. If we were watching TV together and it was on, you know, she would just flip right past it, wouldn't even stop, and then she would look at me saying, "No way," and then just moving on. She hated the music I enjoyed. You know, I was into the heavy stuff at the time, to the point of, if she was in the car with me, I couldn't listen to the music I enjoy because she hated it. Yeah, so basically she tried changing me into somebody that I wasn't going to be. You know, just that whole thing. But on both occasions, I was told, I was told I was fat, I was ugly, I wasn't a real man because I wouldn't fool around. And this is Rachel, this isn't Jennifer only. She said pretty much everything except the fooling around part. That I needed to grow up. Okay. and that I'd never find anyone better than them. And I bought into it. Of course, I bought into it. You know, this was, let's see, 2006, 2007, in that area. You know, 2008, those 2 years or so. And when Rachel and I broke on it, we didn't break up. She dumped me. You know, I unfriended her on Facebook. I got rid of all the, you know, phone number and everything. Deleted all the messages and all that. And then she got upset that I unfriended her, asking, you know, why did I do that? And I even told her, I said, well, you know, let's look at it this way. We're not together anymore. You treated me like crap. You made me feel like less of a person, let alone less of a man, less of a person. Constant ridiculing me, constant making fun of me, what I enjoy, the passions I have, the shows I like watching on TV, the movies that I enjoy. And yet she didn't say anything when I went and took her to see a movie opening weekend that she wanted to see. But I said, you know, when I'm dating someone and we break up, I can't be friends with them, because there is an emotional investment in that, you know, and it just seems kind of silly to go from I love you, I love you, I love you to hey, let's be friends. You know, that's just kind of, you know, it doesn't make sense to me. So it was that. So she goes, whatever, you know. So she was pissed. As far as I know, she's still pissed. We don't talk. You know, I have no reason to. And then it gets a whole lot better. Last year, through a friend of mine that on Facebook, he's into like the real heavy conspiracy theory stuff, and you know, at the time I was as well. So I'd ask him questions, and we'd go back and forth. And we had a mutual friend. We'll just call her T. I'll just name names. I don't care. Tracy. No one that's on here. We were me and this other guy. I'm friends with her, and she, you know, she was into, you know, another aspect of it. And so she and this guy, we'll call him R. She and R had a falling out where, you know, he'd say, you know, I love you, I love you, I love you, and then he'd call her a whore and a slut and all sorts of other bad names, and then, you know, not even talk to her anymore. So for a while we were friends for I'd say almost a year, a little under a year, maybe over a year, and she was in an abusive relationship, like, I mean, physically, emotionally, you know, and you know, I would be, you know, the guy that would get, you know, the text messages from her, you know, just to, you know, to talk to her and just to be the, you know, be the good friend, be the best friend for her. Then she ended up leaving the guy she was with, moving to another state, and the day that she left, and oh, I almost forgot, when she was leaving, in the process of leaving this guy to go to another state, she took the liking to saying to me, you know, I love you. Okay, you know, we haven't met, we don't talk very much, but, you know, whatever. And it was just that whole thing, you know. I didn't say it back because just all the stuff that I went through in the past with everything else, all the drama. So she ends up leaving to go to another state, away from this guy, starting a whole new life. And the day before, you know, I say, you know, she texts me saying, you know, I'm leaving I'm leaving tomorrow, blah blah blah. And I say, cool. Well, text me and let me know when you get there. You know, just so I know that you're there. You know, that you get there safe. You know. And she goes, okay. You know, hearts, love you, that kind of thing. The whole day goes by and nothing. And you know, I find out that she made it there safe because she posted on Facebook saying that she made it to wherever she was going to be at Louisiana or somewhere. saying that she made it there safe and all of that. And I kind of took that as, okay, well, obviously I need to back off. So I got rid of her number, and I unfriended her. Just, it was something I felt like I needed to do, you know, because that going from friend to whatever was over here, this was starting to go that way. So I did, to me, the smart thing, and kind of backed off. Took a step back, did like Token from South Park and go, I'm out. And she didn't like that. She was pissed. She asked, you know, why did I unfriend her? And I had said, well, you know, everything that I've just told you. You know, how, you know, you said you would let me know when you get there. I had to find out through Facebook. And those 2 weeks after she got there, there was, you know, there was no text, no calls. I'd text her, I wouldn't get a response back, and that wouldn't be normal for me and her. It'd be back and forth 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day, just chatting online and the texts and phone calls and things. And it's like all of a sudden, bam, it stopped. And I kind of went, okay, well, you know, this is different. So I took a step back. You know, I kind of backed off a bit. She didn't like that. She was upset about that. She basically said, you know, I needed to stop being that way. Whatever way that is, I don't know. But flash forward this past month or so. And I apologize if this is long. I just need to get this out there again. I made a friend. We were never able to meet up, hang out, you know, whatever, just because, you know, she would be working. And I get accused from T. Lara knows this. We call her Teabag, just because she's, you know, drippy. I don't know why we call her Teabag. I just think it's funny. But I get accused from her of taking pictures of her, photoshopping us together, and which is crazy. On her page, she has no pictures of her, but she has pictures of other people and says that it's her, you know, which seems a little, you know, to me, but, you know, whatever. And then this past week, I go to, you know, tag this friend of mine, ironically named Rachel as well. You know, saying, you know, just like, I don't know, music video I found, or a new band. You know, we were both into heavy music. And saying, you know, have you heard of these guys? Check them out, you know, the video. Put the link to the video and tag her in. I go to tag her in it, and her name's not showing up. And I go, okay, well, this is weird, you know. You know, we'd message back and forth on Facebook. She was, as far as I know, still is, going to St. Louis to start a new job there. The people that she's going to work for are letting her move into a space, I think for a year, and then they'll help her, you know, find a place of her own. And I go, well, that's cool, you know, it's a chance to start a new life. And, you know, I told her, you know, I was happy for it and that kind of thing. And then all of this, I find that she's unfriended me. So I go, okay, well, that's different. And then I realize that she and Teabag were friends on Facebook. Teabag accuses me of photoshopping pictures of us together. I'm thinking Teabag told Rachel of what I did. I don't get how I can do that when she has no real pictures of herself on her Facebook, and I don't even know how to use any photo editing, whatever, let alone Photoshop. I may be talented, but I'm not that talented with manipulating, you know, pictures and stuff. But after the whole Rachel unfriending me thing, I have a friend of mine, Colin, lives in England. I tell him, I said, "Hey, you're not gonna believe this, man. Rachel unfriended me," and she goes, and he goes, "Are you serious, man?" And that's horrible. And I go, "Yeah." I mean, I go to tag her in a video that I'm watching, and her name didn't show up. And I said, "You know what I'm thinking?" And he goes, "Hey, man, what's that?" And I said, "Her and Tracy are, her and Tracy, I call it teabag," and he laughs. He goes, "Teabag, that's classic, man." I said, her and Teabag are friends, and and he goes, because I told him what all, Teabag accused me of, and looks at that and he goes, "Oh, come on, man, it's obviously she has a bit of a problem." And because he was going through the same thing, so we were kind of just chatting back and forth, and he said, "Oh, you're kidding me." I go, "No, I'm not kidding you. She and Tracy were friends on Facebook. They must have talked or something. Tracy must have said, 'Hey, be careful, because he's going to manipulate pictures of you too,'" which is crazy because they never did anything. Oh, and let's not forget the guy that I met her through, Tracy through, the guy that was into conspiracy stuff. Yeah, he's a bit in the head. Very mean, very abusive, just a real nasty, vicious, cruel person. If I didn't agree with something that he'd post, or I'd come at it from a different angle or a different side, he would accuse me of working for them, which is crazy because I don't even know who them are. Just ridiculous, I'm of the mindset where I don't hate anyone regardless of who they are. Sorry, allergies are acting up. But to him, it's all of the world's problems are because of the Jews. It's all the Jews' fault that we're in the mess that we are now. And and I'm going, okay, I'm out. And just being a very nasty person. Well, it turns out she's talking to him again. So I'm kind of going, whatever, wacko and wacky kind of go together, But that's just me, That's my story. I'm sorry, this was a bit longer than normal, but I just felt like I needed to reintroduce myself. So, so I'm James. I go by James Conscious Living Online. I have a podcast I do every night. I pick a different band. I talk about them, the catalog, their albums they put out, their history. Also on Friday nights, I record a podcast called Common Sense, where I talk about current events of that week, and just as kind of a commentary show. I really enjoy doing that. And look at it this way: it gives me something to do between finding work. And it also helps me keep, my positive mental attitude, what I call PMA. That was real big in the 80s hardcore scene, where just not letting myself feel beat up, not letting myself go back to where I was at, I realized that, it's not wrong to be, the nice, sweet, caring, loving person, and that I'm not ugly and grotesque and fat, although I do need to lose a little bit of weight, but we're working on that. But I'm only doing it for myself. I'm not doing it so I can, meet someone or win someone over. Finally able to say that. But just that there's nothing wrong with me, that all I can do is improve on who I am, But that's just that, and I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'll try to become more involved on this page. I just felt, for a while it felt kind of weird saying, what all I went through, just because, me being a guy, and me, it wasn't physical abuse, but it was emotional, And so that's just another aspect, it's another branch on the abuse tree, But anyway, I want to thank you for watching, and yeah.